we're a unique facility, we're a unique agency, and we're not just about bed and bread. We're about rebuilding someone's life. I rarely call us a homeless shelter. We're a transitional living facility. We really want to provide every opportunity. That's why when I say we're not just about bed and bread, we're really about a lot more than that. Really the key to our success are our service coordinators and counselors that we have on staff that meet with people one-on-one, determine their goal plan, and hold them accountable, but give them support at the same time.
Nothing really compares to how extensive this program is. You know, the shelter I worked at before, we had 120 beds and we had one case manager, where my program alone has, you know, when we're totally full, 34 beds. And I'm the only case manager for that, you know, but we have other case managers for the other programs. So it's a lot more intensive here, a lot more support than most shelters. We identify primary goals and we're able to break it up so that it's not as overwhelming. It doesn't feel like it's all crashing in on them, but they can say, okay, I can do this.
Nationwide, the #1 reason for homelessness is job loss. We want to be able to give families a safe place to go when they lose their job, when they go back to school, single moms. We want to keep doing that, so sustaining this place is essential. We have several services that are for anyone. We have 12-step recovery group. We have Bible study, which is open to anyone. Our kitchen is open to anyone all the time. We serve 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, to anybody who's hungry. Talk about increase, we're serving 12,000 meals a month now, which is more than 70% of the restaurants in Boone. We have a food pantry that's open 7 days a week. We're the only food pantry in the county that's open 7 days, so we kind of help fill that void. 30% of people that live in poverty or quote-unquote working poor work. And so getting to a food pantry that's open 7 days a week when they're not at work is essential. People ask me all the time, well, who are homeless people? 25% of homeless individuals are women, but the overwhelming majority of homeless families are female, single parent families. That these are mamas and kids that we're talking about.
I am a victim of domestic violence. My husband was abusive and controlling, and so he decided that on Thanksgiving he wanted to put his hands on me in front of my children. That was the last straw. I had him arrested. I packed my children up. I left. I wasn't basically looking for a handout. I was looking for a hand up so I could take off running. You know, because me and my children were sleeping in cars and wherever, you know. It just wasn't cool. And then the fact that we could pack a house up in a day, that's scary. So I don't want my kids to have to live like that. And here we didn't have to live like that. We were comfortable enough to unpack. You know, we finally got to unpack for a while. It felt good. I'm tired of living out of baskets and buckets and suitcases. And it felt good to take our clothes out of those buckets and put them in drawers and hang them up in closets and stuff. And my kids enjoyed that. I joined the women's group while I was here. So they gave me coping mechanisms. So, you know, when I felt, because I have PTS, you know what that is? Post-traumatic stress syndrome. So I have bad panic attacks. So the lady in the women's group, she helped me learn how to find a focus so that I don't go into one of those, you know. So that helped a lot. Now that my situation is a little bit better, if I can bless somebody, you know, then they can pass on the blessing and it goes on and on. I try to reach out because if I can give back a little bit of what I got, you know, I'll feel good about it.
Our goal is that everybody move on into whatever their long-term housing plan is within 90 days of coming in. Some people face obstacles that are just going to take longer. You know, if you have a really long record, if you don't have any sobriety time, if you need time to work on getting out of debt, so you could rent a place without being turned down a lot. You need time to work on that, and so we'll allow them to apply for transitional and they can move on into that program. Or permanent. We find that some people will be more successful in a structured environment, in a supportive environment, if they're here long term.
This is God given here. This is a launch pad for me. See, this is not a shelter anymore. You know, this is a launch pad. I'm here for a new life. There's a difference. You know, Melissa's here for a new life. You know, this is where we're going to be at. This is where I'm going to make my money. This is where I'm going to start my new life. You know, this is where I'm going to start school at. Everything that I need to do, I'm going to start it here. It's not going to be over when I leave here and get on my feet. See, I'm coming back. I got something else to give back. So it's, you know, so Fred is kind of like their creation, put it that way, you know. And I want them to know that, you know, my success is going to be part of their success because they had a big hand in it.
When I was in the corporate world, success was measured on profit margins. And here success is measured in people. We deal every single day in personal victory. That's really what we're about, is helping people achieve their personal victory.